Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WSG Havoc, and yes, I did what I did. I had unlimited, I betrayed and destroyed and terminated Drew McIntyre with the help of the future of WSG, Carmelo Hayes, and I did that because Drew McIntyre seemed useless to me. I gave him everything possible in WSG. I gave him world title, I gave him main event, I gave him lengthy world title reign, and at the end, at the result, I get nothing. He lost his title and he lost everything that I gave to him. I had to terminate the past to move forward, and the full world is Carmelo Hayes. I had to terminate the unfortunate face of WSG to establish the new one, and the new one is the former WSG National Champion Carmelo Hayes, who will be the next National Champion because he still has thing to learn before going to the main event, and I believe that Carmelo Hayes as National Champion is righteous for the business, so I'm gonna seek my face of WSG before Carmelo Hayes, because I told you that Melo still have to sit under the learning tree and learn about the business, learn about how to handle the pressure of the main event. So I'm gonna find someone, a new one, the real face of WSG. It might take weeks, months, even years, but I can tell you I'm gonna find him, and when I'm gonna find it, you can know that nobody will touch that world championship, hater, one of them. But I'm now gonna lead string back up on the backstage, and I'm gonna make things right back in the company, because for far too long people think that I get nothing, that I have nothing in WSG, but now it's time to tell who I am. I am the boss of WSG, and things around here will change. As of right now, we can no longer have people like Sami Zayn, and even if I love him, AJ Styles as world champion, those people are not the future, and by the next couple of months, next couple of years, I will establish a new order in WSG. We'll find out what it will be, and I can tell it will take time, but when it will happen, it will be perfect. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna welcome the returning tribal chief, Roman Reigns. The last time we saw him, it was actually at WSG Destiny 2, where he was successfully able to defeat the Viper Randy Orton without no shenanigans, if I can remember well. Roman Reigns beat him clean, and now he's back on track tonight at WSG Havoc, and I believe we have huge thing to say tonight at WSG Havoc. We'll find out what the tribal chief, what the head of the table, Roman Reigns, want to talk about, but I can tell you I have my little idea. Not gonna lie. I believe ever since WSG Armageddon of 2025, where Roman Reigns defeated Drew McIntyre, he got his eyes on the World Championship, and I believe tonight at WSG Havoc he's here to talk about one of the World Championship, either WSG Championship held by Sami Zayn or the World Heavyweight Championship held by AJ Styles, and I wish to have an AJ Styles against Roman Reigns match at WSG, but we'll find out if AJ Styles is able to retain his World Heavyweight Championship, to retain his career, because I don't have to say that, because I tell you for far too much, but it's still crazy to me that the next time AJ Styles will lose a single match where he get pinned or submitted, he will leave WSG, and not only leave WSG, leave professional wrestling forever. We are currently witnessing AJ Styles' last run and last world title reign of his legendary, iconic career, arguably one of the greatest professional wrestlers ever in WSG, in the top 2 of most decorated superstar in the history of WSG. But tonight, right now, we'll find out what the Tribal Chief have to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tribal Chief is back, and all of this has lasted for far too long. It's been far too long that the Tribal Chief hasn't held a world championship. So I'm gonna make it quick here. AJ Styles, I want that World Heavyweight Championship, and I am fine in waiting a bit because I want AJ to enjoy his last couple of weeks, because in the first edition of WSG Havoc, after Gold Rush, I will be in the #1 contender match for the World Heavyweight Championship and at WSG Battle Cry on June 27th. Whoever is the world champion, you will acknowledge me.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna welcome the brand new WSG National Champion. I am so glad to say that, because Methio is finally single champion in his career.
It's scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the Usos from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, the national champion,
No longer the black sheep of his family, he is finally champion. But what the heck? What was that? Braun Breaker! Braun Breaker is back! The last time we saw him was in February, where he had to relinquish the national championship, and now he's here, and with the vicious spear on Jimmy Uso, clearly setting his eyes on the prize he never lost, the WSG National Championship. Braun Breaker, the unpredictable badass, ladies and gentlemen, is back in WSG, and look at that, he just destroyed the new champion, Jimmy Uso. Look at Breaker, man, look at that beast. Destroying Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso gonna get back on his feet here, but Braun Breaker gonna put him down with the spear again. The craziest spear in the business. And now Braun Breaker gonna go for his third spear, I believe, man. Jimmy Uso, he's gone, man, he's cooked. Look at that, his third spear. The run of Jimmy Uso as national champion just started literally last Saturday, but already in big trouble. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna welcome the World Heavyweight Champion, the phenomenal one. AJ Styles was able to retain his championship at WSG Unlimited against the Prince Finn Balor. Ladies and gentlemen, more than 21 days as the World Heavyweight Champion in his last run of his career.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Man, we got to enjoy AJ Styles as much as we can, but compared to John Cena last year in his retirement run, you never know when you're actually witnessing AJ Styles' last appearance in WSG and last appearance in wrestling overall as a professional wrestler. So each and every single appearance of AJ Styles, we gotta enjoy them as much as we can.
Before starting to talk about my announcement, I want to talk about Finn Balor. Thank you, my friend, for giving me an absolute masterpiece of a match one last time. You are really back to your old self, and I finally, after years, recognized the real Finn Balor. But now it's time to talk about the big announcement. Next week at WSG Havoc, we will have a 4-man gauntlet match for a #1 contender match at Gold Rush. By the way, Roman Reigns, I saw your challenge and I accepted. Now we'll see whoever you will face at Havoc.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course you're gonna be here. The American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes, remember, last time Cody Rhodes faced Finn Balor in the #1 contender match for the World Heavyweight Championship for Unlimited, where he was screwed, where AJ Styles cost him the match. So it's kinda right that Cody Rhodes asked to be part in the gauntlet match, or asked even a World Heavyweight Championship match. It would be the most normal thing ever, because don't forget, it's because of AJ Styles that Cody Rhodes hasn't got a shot, and maybe, who knows, if AJ Styles wasn't attacking Cody Rhodes the last couple of weeks against Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes would stand here World Heavyweight Champion. And we'll find out tonight at WSG Havoc why the American Nightmare just interrupted the world heavyweight champion. Hey, just as if, even if in my opinion, I explained you why just before in the last couple of seconds why Cody Rhodes just interrupted her, just as we will find out the real reason why Cody just interrupted Styles.
Are you kidding me? AJ Styles, don't forget that you robbed my title shot away a couple weeks ago, and now you're gonna act like nothing happened? You can't run away from it forever, so please, with all due respect, even if my opinion has changed about you, put me in that gauntlet match.
All right, fair, my friend. You earn your place in the gauntlet match, but under one condition.
What is that condition?
You are starting first, which means you have to beat the other 3 main event talents that I am going to reveal them to you right now. You will face Carmelo Hayes, Ilja Dragunov, and the final man, well, you won't gonna know him. To spice things up and make it harder.
All right, no problem. I will beat Carmelo Hayes, I will beat Ilja Dragunov, and I will beat whoever might be the last guy. I am willing to do anything, and I mean anything, to get to that title. And I know why you are running away from me. You are scared. Not scared of me, but scared to face me, because in the bottom of your heart, you know that you cannot beat a lock-in version of myself. I am so sorry, AJ, because on May 30th at Gold Rush, you will face your worst American nightmare,